Manifestation without movement is just a mood board. It's just a vision board. It's just another Pinterest board. Welcome to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast hosted by me, Michaela J. Get ready to dive into an action-packed, bougie-based, and spiritually guided experience on all things manifesting your next level Lux life. Let's go. Hey, gorgeous. Welcome back to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast with your girl. It is I, the Michaela J, here to teach you how to manifest your next level Lux life. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another quickie episode. Oh my gosh. When you are hearing this, it is right after Father's Day weekend that I'm recording, but you're going to be hearing this later. And I pulled off the trick of the century. Me and my husband surprised my father-in-law, his dad, for Father's Day. And it was so cute and it was such a vibe. We just had such a fun weekend spending it back in California at home with our family and having sushi and laughing, and getting to surprise somebody is honestly the best thing ever. And it just always reminds me of like, this is why we manifest all the things that we do. It's like, that's why we manifest the freedom. That's why we manifest the money. If you're a business owner, that's why you are manifesting your business growing, because then you have the resources to say, hey, let's go and surprise somebody and go for 48 hours and then come right back home. And it just makes all of the work so worth it. And even the like internal work on healing like family dynamics, like I am so blessed that I have such great in-laws, and my husband's family is so amazing. But for me, I had for a long time a lot of triggers around family because of how my family was growing up. So it just makes it worth it when you do the work and you have the money to go do the things. You do the work, you have the freedom to go do the things. You do the work and you feel the internal freedom to actually allow yourself to go there emotionally and make those steps. I don't know, super exciting. And it kind of ties into our episode theme of the day, which is talking about movement and action taking. Okay. It's a conversation I've been thinking about a lot lately. But before we dive in, you know that we are doing a Europe retreat. We have one spot left. Who's going to take it? We are doing a Europe retreat in August. It is my last retreat for the foreseeable future. You guys have no idea what's coming, and it will never be the same ever again after this. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I need to make a Michaela J retreat, like this is your last chance. We're going to Greece and to Italy. It's going to be insane. A whole week of being around your new high vibe besties, daily workshops. We're going to go boating. We're going to have gelato. We're going to do wine tasting. We're going to do olive oil tasting. I mean, it's just going to be the best time ever. So if you want to snag the very last spot for the Europe retreat, make sure you message me over on Instagram. I'm at the Michaela J, and just message me the word retreat and I'll send you the info. Okay. But let's jump into this quickie episode. And I'm saying this with so much love. Okay.
The Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle. It's the ultimate bundle for an unbelievable price. Plan starting at $16.99 a month. Get it and watch Marvel Television's Ironheart on Disney Plus.
I want to build something iconic.
A new season of The Bear on Hulu.
We can make people happy.
And The Epic, a Minecraft movie on Max.
Anything you can imagine is possible.
The Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle. Plan starting at $16.99 a month. All these and more streaming soon. Terms apply. Visit DisneyPlusHuluMaxBundle.com for details.
Manifestation without movement is just a mood board. It's just a vision board. It's just another Pinterest board. When there is no movement, things are not happening. Okay. And I like to remind myself of this. I like to remind my clients of this. And honestly, the internet, because for so long, people have thought that manifesting is just journaling something 100 times and then it's supposed to pop up at your door. And that's just not how it works. You are meant to put in the work and take physical action steps to get what you want. And the best thing is you get to take inspired action steps that feel aligned and feel exciting for you, but you still need to take these physical action steps because we live in a 3D world. Like you have a human meat sack, right? You have things you get to touch, you get to hold. So you need to do physical things to make it happen. But specifically around this idea of if you're not moving, if there's no movement happening, it's literally just a mood board. And I want you to take inventory of some of your goals that you've had set for this year and some of the things you've been working on or thinking about. It's like, have I just been thinking about this, or have I actually been acting towards this? And my personal trainer at First Form, through the First Form app, I'll also, quick pause. The First Form app, they give you a free personal trainer. Okay. You pay like a monthly subscription for the app and you get a personal trainer for free. Okay. It's so lit. I'll put the link in the show notes. But my personal trainer on the app, and her name is Katie, and I can put her information if you want to be on our same personal training team, whatever. She posted in the app last week that you need to have urgency around your goals. And I think this is something a lot of people don't want to talk about, because especially when it comes to mindset manifesting, like we don't want to add pressure and we don't want to add this resistance, because then you get into scarcity and then you're like, where's my manifestation? How's it going to happen? And you get frantic. But I want you to start playing with the idea of, I can add urgency to my goals without it equaling pressure. I can create movement and take action, and I can want it, and I can show up, and I can be hungry for it without that creating resistance. Okay. When we are thinking about, so this is the point I wanted to make, like, check in with your goals for this year. What have you been journaling about and visualizing, and even like stepping into your next level self around, that you've been embodying the end result, but you haven't been taking action on? Because all of that is action. It's the mindset action. It's the spiritual action, right? It's the manifestation things. But where's the physical action? I know that this was a long time ago when I got caught up in this mindset of like taking all of the spiritual action, but not the physical action. I remember a long time ago, I was manifesting money. And I would wake up in the morning and I would visualize the money being in the account, and I would visualize the payments, and I would visualize the paycheck dropping in or whatever, the direct deposit. And I would journal about it. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I would do scripting. I'd be like, I'm so relieved. It's here. It came right on time. It was so easy, blah, blah, blah. And I would wake up and I would take my cold shower and I would get in the zone for the day, like match the energy level. And then I specifically remember one day doing all that and then like laying by the pool the rest of the day. And it's like, okay, great. So we just hyped up and we gathered all of this energy to be in alignment with that goal. And then we anchored it into absolutely nothing. And I remember I didn't receive the money and I was so disappointed and I was like, oh, it didn't manifest. Like, what's going on? Like, why does the universe hate me? And that was never what was happening. It's just, I mustered up all of this energy and I didn't anchor it into anything. I didn't do anything with that energy. This is a huge missing piece of manifestation for people. Yes, you need to do all the energy stuff, and that's part of your action steps, but then anchor it into a physical action, whether that is an extra phone call at work, an extra email, do an extra post on Instagram if you have your own business. Like, it's got to be into something, upsell something, touch base with a client who needs to renew her contract, like whatever it is. I remember feeling so disappointed and like, why didn't it happen? Like, I thought it was this energetic match, and it was because, like, girl, you're laying at the pool the rest of the day. Like, why aren't you out there taking action on your goals? It was literally just a mood board. It was literally just part of my vision board, because all I was doing was visualizing it. All I was doing was the energy work, and I wasn't creating actual movement. And I remember feeling so stressed out too, because I was like, fuck, I need this money for a bill or something. And I'm like, man, I really needed it. Why isn't the universe on my side? Right? We kind of go through that little spiral, but that's where we have to have a lot of accountability and what I call hyper self-awareness around where are we actually showing up? Where are we actually playing our part? Because you are co-creating with the universe every minute of every day. That's why the energy work matters. That's why we have our rituals, why we do things that make us feel good, why I love taking cold showers so I feel crazy and wired and I feel like a vibe every day. But you've also got to do your part. Right? You've got to move stuff in the 3D. And I remember feeling so stressed out. And it's like, well, if I had just taken all that energy and anchored it into some action steps, then I'm sure the money would have manifested so quickly. And that's why things manifest quickly for me now, because I've met the spiritual work, the mindset work with the physical work that it takes. Because you can't say that you want like a 30K month and then ghost your offers and never sell. You can't say you want your dream body and then literally never go to the gym and never even get the gym membership. You can't say you want to meet the love of your life when you're not working on healing your attachment style and actually getting yourself out of the house to go meet people. Where is the movement? So I want to remind you of a couple of things today for your Monday and going into this week powerfully is, one, manifestation without movement is just a mood board. And we don't want mood boards. We want real life results. Okay. So just remember that too. Check in with your goals for the year, your goals for the month, the year, whatever you're working on, recheck in with your priorities. Okay. And what are you actually doing to move those forward? What are you doing to move them forward? You might be doing all of the rituals and all of the good energy work, and that's amazing, but we got to ground it into something. That will help your manifestation start to come in a lot faster. All right. Number 3, how can we add in some urgency without it equaling pressure? I think a lot of us have this association with urgency equaling pressure because most of us in school would have a deadline for like an essay, and we literally would not start that essay until 4 hours before it was due at 11:59 p.m. I know that was me all of college, and probably you too. And so urgency meant pressure. Fuck, I need to get this done tonight. I only have 4 hours to do it. But that was because we didn't give ourselves the right preparation. And it did feel like pressure because it was something that had to get done. And we never changed that association for the rest of our lives and never changed the habits that created that scenario. So I want you to start to play with the idea of I can create urgency. I can be urgent and be eager for my goals without it meaning that there's pressure and there's anxiety and there's resistance. For a long time, I've been kind of looking at my manifestations as like, yeah, they're going to be here when they're going to be here. So like, there's no need to rush them. And it's not rushing, but I can also see the difference in my energy and my mindset when I'm like, if I was showing up with a little more urgency to create this, what would be different? How would I tackle the day? What would my morning look like? How would I be hyping myself up? What action steps would be different? And even just in that subtle shift in the last week, I noticed so many changes in myself. So I wanted to share that with you to restructure our relationship with urgency. And one thing that Katie had said, let me just like pull it up really quick. I'm actually going to read you guys what Katie had wrote about urgency because I thought it was so golden. Okay. Go into this week with a sense of urgency. It's always going to be busy season. It's human nature to go with the flow of life. If you want something different, you have to have a sense of urgency towards your goals because time waits for no one. People that get things accomplished quick aren't urgent about the goal. They are urgent about the actions. Bars. And they do them every day compared to the people that just do them some days. Your goals really aren't that far away if you just start chipping away at them. I thought that was so good. And this is the exact key point. I'm glad that I read this to you because it reminded me of one of the points I wanted to make about urgency. It's like, urgency doesn't have to equal pressure when we are urgent on the action steps. Let me reread this sentence. People that get things accomplished quick aren't urgent about the goal. They are urgent about the action steps. And so what that could look like is waking up in the morning with just a little extra purpose, a little extra pep in your step to get the tasks done that need to be done for you to get to your goal. For example, if you want to go full-time in your business, let's say you're a content creator, YouTuber, podcaster, even online business, a product-based, whatever. Like you want to go full-time in your business and quit your 9-to-5. It's not about being urgent about quitting your job and getting there. It's about having some urgency of, okay, I'm going to show up today and I'm going to post the things. I'm going to get it done super quick in the morning. And then the afternoon, I'll probably be inspired and I'll get to do double the posts and show up even more and show up powerfully. It's like, it's that urgency to show up and create the movement that we are talking about in this episode. So how can we start to repair that relationship so it doesn't equal pressure? Well, we don't necessarily create urgency around the goal. We create urgency around the steps it's going to take to get there. And that is the movement that makes things a manifestation and not just a mood board. Okay. So I want you to think about all this week. I want you to also have some self-awareness and some accountability on where have you just been doing the spiritual work around some things, but not taking the physical action. When you unite these two things together, you will see your manifestations come into fruition a lot faster. Okay. So go do some shit. Go have some urgency to get your tasks done today. Does not equal pressure, does not equal anxiety. It just equals movement. Okay. And I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to leave a 5-star rate and review. I love hearing your takeaways and wins from the podcast in the review section. So don't forget. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.